And they have a project which entails creating a public safety website and app. And part of that project is to get testimonials from each division head, a seasoned veteran, and also a new hire. So we're going to start the process off with Chief Calvillo. So, Chief, thanks for participating.
Thank you, Lieutenant. So what I want to do real quick is have all the young ladies and gentlemen here introduce yourself, tell us what school you come from, and tell us what you want to do as far as a career in your life.
My name is Kendrick Waylaw. I go to Shaw High School, and I want to be a chef.
My name is Portia Green. I go to Jane Addams High School, and I want to be an accountant.
My name is Bobby Regans. I go to Warrenton Heights High School, and I want to be an art therapist.
My name is Mason Clarno. I go to Warrensville Heights High School. I want to be a wildlife rehabilitator.
My name is Janelle Reed. I go to Maple Heights High School, and I want to be a neonatal practitioner.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sydney Watson. I go to Cleveland Heights High School, and I want to be an ER physician.
Hi, I'm Chief Angelo Calvillo, Cleveland Division of Fire, the first Hispanic fire chief in over 153 years. So proud to serve this division, and we're going to start asking some questions, and I'll answer them, and we can begin.
First question. How long have you been on the job?
Okay, I've been on the job over 28 years. I came on May of 1989. It's been a great career. It's provided me a good job to provide for my family, and a good education for them, and it's always been stable, and I just love the job.
Is it a lot of pressure knowing that a lot of people look up to you being the chief of fire in Cleveland?
Not really. The pressure that I deal with as far as the job and people looking up to me, it's like it's all of our what we wanted to do. We want to help people. So for me, it's always been, I've been like that. It's always been instilled in me to help people. So once I got in the fire department, it kind of just played over, and it was a good fit for me. And all of your firefighters on this job, they took an oath to save life and protect property. So that's what we have on the Division of Fire. So no, it's no pressure. And for me, I'm a God-fearing person. I always say, by the grace of God, and God's been good to me and my family. So He's provided me, a great job, a great career to help people. And at the end of, one's life, when you are able to lay your life down for another person, be it a child, a mother, brother, sister, whoever, I mean, you just can't put a price on that. So that for me is it's a great career.
How did you deal with fatality when you were a firefighter on the street?
Okay, so when we went through the academy, they taught us as far as how to put the water on the fire, how to provide a primary search, how to rescue people out. So when you get those calls, you basically go to that mechanical, this is what I need to do. And then as you find the victim in the house, you know that you have to get them out, and then you have to provide CPR and care. So as you're on the scene, you do the best you can, you work hard, you find, you rescue, you put out the fire, you perform CPR, you do the best you can. For me, what keeps me balanced in life, and I tell even the young firefighters nowadays, is do the best you can. The situations that happen, sometimes they're very tragic, but just know that you're going to make it better. You're going to mitigate the situation, and you're going to do the best you can. And sometimes you will save lives, and sometimes you won't. But just know that in your mind and in your heart that you did the best you can. And then there's other firefighters that, when we get back to the station, we talk about it, and we kind of mentor and make sure that, hey, are you okay? You want to talk about this? So that's how we deal with it.
At any time did you regret choosing this career, or did you have any other career aspect?
No. For me, I didn't even think about becoming a firefighter. I thought I was going to go to school and be an accountant, or maybe the building trades. My dad was a cement finisher. I thought I might go into the trades or something like that. But a neighbor friend of mine who believed in me, he basically came up to my house after I got done with high school, graduated, and he said, I'm a fireman and there's a great career for you, and I think that it would be a good fit for you because, you know, I know the type of person you are. So, you know, 8 years after that, I actually took it serious, took the test and got on the job and never looked back. For me, this is my destiny, and I just love this job, helping people and providing service to protect lives and save property.
Are you able to spend a lot of time with your family?
Well, once again, this job is great, especially if you're working suppression. You can work 24 hours on and then 48 hours off so that you can spend that time with your family, take your kids to school, go and get yourself your education as far as working on your degree. So it afforded me a lot of opportunities, not only to be with my family, but also to coach the kids in baseball and basketball and any sport that there was, because it allowed me the time off. So it allowed me to give back time and coach and help the kids in the community.
What was the hardest part of becoming a firefighter?
The hardest part for me was just applying myself. As an athlete growing up, you know, I played basketball, so I knew what it'd take to keep myself physically fit to perform at a level at high school basketball, to compete and play. And back in the 80s, we had a lot of talented basketball teams in the Cleveland area. So what I had to do is I had to transition that mindset of getting myself physically fit to apply myself academically the same way, so that I would apply myself with reading and studying just as hard as when I was working out and training for that basketball season. So when I started crossing over to the academics and applying myself just as hard as that athlete, then I started reaping the benefit as far as taking the promotional process and going from lieutenant, captain, battalion chief, all the way up to the chief division of fire, because it takes a lot of study, a lot of preparation, and a lot of time, and a good family foundation. You need the support of your wife and your children to understand that the end game is the next promotional, so that you can provide a better, just provide better for your family.
Do you do other things on the side, like own business or other jobs? If so, what are they?
Okay, I don't anymore. As a chief division of fire, this job is there's plenty to do for me, and it's 7. People say, well, you know, is it a 9 to 5 job? No, it's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days out of the year. So that's my job now. But when I was younger, you know, I was allowed to work part-time. I'd work in part-time fire departments, and I got to meet a lot of paramedics and other firefighters throughout the suburbs, and they have a lot of great information as far as, you know, what they do out there. So it gave me the opportunity to see what do other fire departments do besides Cleveland, and that's a good mix when you start looking outside of your division to see what other departments are doing.
What was your goal coming into the career, and have you completed it?
Yeah, so my goal was to see myself become that fire chief. So what I did was I did a lot of research, a lot of reading, and it's the subconscious mind as far as, like, you know, believing what you want to be and see that image. So what I would do is I would make like a mind movie video, and I'd have like certain benchmarks of what I wanted to do in life and when that would happen. Like, you know, I want to become an assistant chief, chief division of fire. I want to practice on my Spanish. So I would correlate that and make a video with like pictures that would identify that, and then just kind of like look that over every now and then. So I subconsciously, as I'm seeing it, and then I'm trying to reach my goals and making benchmarks. So it's all about preparation and then just seeing where you're going to be and then executing. Thank you. Who else? What else do we have? Any other questions, ladies?
I have a question, Chief. What direction, this is Lieutenant Gill again, what direction do you see the Division of Fire going in public safety specifically as we enter into the 21st century? Well, we're well entrenched in the 21st century now. What role would you say technology, computers, and things like that, and what soft skills do potential firefighters need to bring to bear?
Okay, so starting off with the soft skills, for me it's always been about soft skills. Now, what are soft skills? Soft skills for me are dealing with the public. like when Grandma Jones is down the street and, you know, she needs help and you're just walking by or whatever, people skills, okay? Let's respect each other, okay? Let's help each other out. You know, what can I do for you? Is everything going well? Hey, how's school going? Hey, how are you doing today? Just those soft skills, you know, because that's what you need to do in order to be successful in the Division of Fire, because we're serving the people, you know, and you have to have those soft skills. As far as the technology now, we're moving forward with a CAD system and a records management system, and hopefully too like a training platform, so that we can start identifying and quantifying what the Division of Fire does as far as fire inspections, training, continuous education, hydrant inspections, and all that stuff combined. When you can capture that, then you can actually identify where the Division of Fire is at, where the gaps are at, and how we can improve. The end game as far as what we gain from that is an efficient, effective fire department, and also fiscal responsibility, because the gaps that we're showing, we can close those gaps and perform a better, efficient, effective, and fiscal department. And I believe that IT, that modern technology, will get us there. And the beauty about that technology is it's not going to take a lot of man hours or women hours to put and apply all that information. With these new programs in place, they'll be able to capture that, save us time as far as manpower time, so that we can perform our service, be it suppression or staff. Ladies, I know you got some questions. As far as a female perspective, what kind of questions do you have about the fire department or careers?
How do you become the chief of fire?
Okay, you want to know how you become the chief of the fire department?
Yes.
Okay, so what I see for you is you can be the first, or any one of you ladies can be the first female fire chief, but what you have to do is you've got to prepare yourself by physical fitness, training, looking and researching to see what kind of physical tests there are that you have to pass that test in order to get onto the fire department. Also too, looking at preparatory courses to take in order to pass that examination and do well. And then once you get in, start working on that degree, an associate's, a bachelor's degree. Then you start going into the academies, like the State Fire Academy, the National Fire Academy. Build on those programs where you start building your resume to where now you're like, you're a fire chief, you're a captain, you're a lieutenant, but now you've got all these qualifications and you've got that degree. So you can be that chief in any department, Cleveland, Columbus, wherever, and move forward. But it's all about education. Physical, definitely, but education as you move up. Any other questions? Sir?
So, as you know, there's a low percentage of female firefighters in Cleveland. So, what are some steps are you taking to bring the percentage up?
Okay, so we haven't hired a female firefighter since 1989 when I came on. She was a tremendous athlete. I remember her. She could do 15 pull-ups. She could run. She was amazing, and she went on to another career as a registered nurse. So what we're doing is we actually started with this campaign with radio stations, billboards, making sure that they were in areas where demographics where we can get the individuals that we need for female firefighters. And I've talked to other female firefighters throughout the nation recently, in Florida, in Colorado Springs, and some of these women, in fact, one lieutenant I just met, she did the CPAT test in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And I was like, and she was like, you can tell, physically fit, she was in shape, and she basically said, listen, she goes, I don't want any lowering of standards. She goes, if you really want to do this job, you're really going to have to sacrifice and you're really going to have to put the time in, physically and mentally. And this lady was cut, and that time of 2:20, it's incredible. So what I would say to the ladies is, if you want this job, you can do this. You can do it, but it takes sacrifice. Physical fitness, you have to prepare yourself and work hard because it's a physically demanding job. Academically, apply yourself. Get that degree.